Please be seated. Good afternoon. We gather here today to recognize the outstanding accomplishments and scholarly achievements of our underclassmen. The conferring of scholastic awards is a tradition that dates back to the 18th century. The Phi Beta Kappa Society is the oldest academic honor society in the United States. It was founded in 1776 during the Revolutionary War at the College of Law and Learning. The society was named after the initial letters of a Greek motto meaning love of learning is the guide to life. According to historical records, Andrew Wilson, Kiskee's founder, presided over the school's first award ceremony in 1902. That program included musical offerings, athletic and academic recognition, speeches, and recitations. In modern times, Kiskee's Honors Convocation is focused on acknowledging students for their exceptional work and efforts within and beyond our classrooms. Today's program begins with remarks by this year's student speaker, Luke Waltrip. Luke's time at Kiskee has been distinguished by academic excellence and exceptional achievements. He's impressed our entire school community with his talents as a student and his dedication to scholarly pursuits. In the fall, Luke will be attending Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology. We'll certainly miss him here at Kiskee, but we know he will go on to accomplish great things in college and beyond. Please join me in welcoming this afternoon's student speaker, Luke Waltrip.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome students, faculty, and parents. I'd like to start off by thanking everyone that made it possible for us seniors to get to where we are tonight, just a few days away from graduation. Daunting, isn't it? I'd like to thank the parents for giving us the opportunity to attend a school like Kiskee, the faculty for always being there for us, for guiding and teaching us, and the students for being brothers and another support system to go when we're in need. I think everyone would agree that what makes Kiskee such a special place is the community. Community is a word that is commonly thrown around when talking about our campus, but I feel like many don't acknowledge the immense power behind it. The Kiskee Brotherhood binds us together and allows us to thrive. In the face of microwave fires and power outages, I truly believe we've created something special here. Just a few weeks ago, I was working on a project for Kiskee's Casino Night. Tasked with creating a board from scratch, I was struggling to finish my paint job by the end of study hall. Both Dimitri and Lael offered to help me paint and tape, despite neither of them being in my group. Dimitri, who is from Georgia, which I now know is not the state, and Lael from Ethiopia. This is what I love about Kiskee. People from diverse backgrounds coming together to support another community member in need. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but it's true. And there are many other examples of people on campus helping, encouraging, and supporting one another. The repetition of small acts over a long period of time helps establish the Kiskee Brotherhood. Something as small as going out of your way to help someone bring their groceries in, shout out Chris Kendall, helps the community dynamic. Additionally, each and every sporting event that we go to helps bind us together. Anyone who's ever been to a baseball, basketball, soccer, or lacrosse game knows how loud our student section gets, almost a little too much by some team standards. But we're there to support our fellow classmates on the field or court. We want to see each other succeed in whatever we do. Watching the soccer team win the finals as everyone rushed onto the field was a moment I'll remember for a long time. However, our community bonding isn't always loud. One of my favorite memories from the Kiskee School is the yearly International Food Festival. We get to share pieces of our culture and are accepting if someone doesn't have the same tastes. Just recently, I watched Rehard's warn people about his beetroot soup not being for everyone. The bright pink color made me a little uneasy, but I actually kind of liked it. Even though Kiskee is around 25% international, you wouldn't know it. Our community ignores political divides and allows people to share culture freely. We had both a Russian table and a Ukrainian table. Where else can you find that? So, while we're all from different places and not technically related, I feel proud to call all of you my brothers. What surprises me about how connected all of us are is that half of us weren't even here last year. The Kiskee community has the ability to adapt through campus changes. In the 2 years I've been here, we went from full quarantine mode with a modified dress code to family-style meals and no masks. We adapt, we change, we support each other. We've got each other's back no matter what happens. A true community is not just about being geographically close to someone or part of the same social web network. It's about feeling connected and responsible for one another. I have no doubt in the coming years that Kiskee's community will once again adapt through all the faculty changes and new student arrivals. Yes, the class of 22 is moving on. Yes, there are some faculty leaving and retiring, but that happens every year. Every year, students graduate, and every year there's some turnover, but Kiskee remains the same. And that's because of our community. That's community. For each of you wondering how you can make an impact on the Kiskee community in the future, I've prepared some advice. For freshmen and soon to be sophomores, you're already ahead of me by being on campus next year. Try to keep the new freshmen in line and make sure they don't screw up. For sophomores and soon to be juniors, seek out clubs that you're interested in and find your passions. Joining a club is one of the best ways to be active on campus. Preston did this with Model UN, and I was glad to be a part of it. For juniors and soon to be seniors, you're going to be the oldest on campus. Be a role model for the younger students and don't fall into senioritis. And to my fellow seniors, I enjoyed the senior trip with all you guys. I wasn't sure I wanted to go on the state track meet, which interfered, because I wanted to spend more time with all of you. Luckily, I was able to do both. I hope each of you can extend pieces of our community into your college campuses. Thank you.
Thank you, Luke. That was a wonderful address. Good afternoon. I'm Brendan Moriarty, Director of Studies. We are gathered here this afternoon to reenact a very old academic tradition, the conferring of honors to scholars. We encourage and we require our students at Kiskee to take part in many activities, extracurricular and social. These are very important, but we must never lose sight of the primary objective of the school, and that is scholarship. We are recognizing achievement today. Only those who have attained academic excellence through honest hard work know what the real rewards are. One note, we ask that award recipients please use the hand sanitizer as they come onto the stage. It's over here on your right. I would like to introduce Ms. Neumeister, Secretary of the Kiskee chapter of the Cum Laude Society, to the stage for the induction of the newly elected members of the Cum Laude Society.
At this time, I would like to invite the seniors who were inducted into the Cum Laude Society last year to join me on stage. Timothy Halshouse, Robert Burr, Alex Figueroa, Luke Waltrip, and Zheng Yang Zhou. The object of the Cum Laude Society is to promote learning and sound scholarship in secondary schools. The words cum laude form a Latin phrase meaning with high praise. The society was founded in 1906 by Dr. Abram W. Harris of the Tome School in Maryland to recognize students of exceptional scholarship and good character. Kiskee's original chapter of the Cum Laude Society was established in 1951. The criteria for admissions of students to the Cum Laude Society is based on academic excellence, scholarship, and love of learning. Consistency in performance with special attention to achievement in grades 11 and 12, degree of difficulty of course load, and character, honor, and integrity in all aspects of school life. The motto of the society is Arete, Dike, Time, the Greek words for excellence, justice, and honor. Arete includes the concept of excellence in the moral sense and is not limited to the ideal of superiority in scholarship, nor does it involve the endeavor of competing primarily for academic goals. Dike includes the concept of what is suitable and appropriate, as well as just. Time includes the concept of dignity and truth, as well as honor. This afternoon, members of the class of 2022 and the class of 2023 will be inducted. As I read your name, please come forward and join me on stage. From the class of 2022, Dimitri Dumbadze and Manuel Perez Anoa. From the class of 2023, Suleiman Ba, Ian Bigler, and Benjamin Feinstein. Your distinguished record has won you membership in the Cum Laude Society. The Society is a fellowship of scholars whose purpose is to recognize excellence in academic work. As you pursue your education, it is our hope that you will accept the honor of membership in this society as a responsibility to contribute to the ongoing search for greater understanding of humanity and society. In testimony of your admission to the Cum Laude Society by the authority of the society duly granted, we now present each of you with a certificate of membership and the key to the society. I would like to invite Ms. Award to present the Colonel Dobbs Society and Big Brother Awards. Thank you.
The Colonel Dobbs Society recognizes those students who have demonstrated an exemplary commitment to community service during the past year. The society is named in honor of John J. Dobbs, Kiski class of 1901. After graduating from Princeton, Colonel Dobbs returned to his alma mater and served the school for decades as a beloved teacher of English literature, dormitory head, and briefly as head of school. He left Kiski only twice to serve in the First and Second World Wars. His commitment to serving his country, his school, and the greater community form the ideals and principles of the Colonel Dobbs Society. Today, we are pleased to recognize several students who have engaged in exceptional service to the community by logging over 30 volunteer hours this academic year. Kiski students have performed 2,558 hours of community service for the 2021-2022 school year. As your name is announced, please join me on stage to receive your pin. Please hold your applause until I've read all the names. Preston Aldridge, Tim Alshouse, Suleiman Ba, Ian Bigler, Gabriel Chalkmore, Matthew Campbell, Antonio Correa, Dimitri Dumbadze, Liu Eshatu, Eli Fontanez, Connor Fricke, Spencer Hashiguchi, Danny Lee, Christian Mears, Juju Oli, Zachary Silnutzer, and Justin Zhang. All right, guys, you may go sit down. The mission of Kiskee's Big Brother program is to help freshmen integrate successfully into the Kiskee community through supportive personal relationships with upperclassmen. Big Brother leaders are empowered to establish connections with their little brothers, to serve as guides through the Kiskee school experience, to answer questions, and to help solve problems. Those chosen to be Big Brothers represent the best of Kiskee as they serve as mentors to a new generation of young men who will carry on their tradition of excellence. Out of the many fine young men who dedicated their time to being Big Brothers this year, there were 3 who stood out. These students strove to build strong relationships with their littles, visiting them during evening study hall, spending time together during and after the academic day, working together in sports and other activities, and helping them to develop the skills to thrive within the Kiskee community. We honor the outstanding Big Brothers of the Year, Andy Correa, Zachary Silnutzer, and Paul Singh. Please come to the stage. Thank you.
I will now present several certificates of merit in recognition of student achievements in science and humanities. One procedural note, students earning awards should rise and enter the stage to my left again and receive the award and exit to the stage to my right. The University of Rochester is pleased to sponsor 4 prestigious awards that recognize high school juniors' outstanding achievements in leadership and academics. The recipients of these awards will have their University of Rochester application fee waived and will be eligible to be considered for merit scholarships worth at least $10,000 per year. The Xerox Award for Innovation and Information Technology honors students for their outstanding achievements in the pursuit of innovative approaches and their appreciation of the possibilities of technology. This year's Xerox Award is presented to Daniel Monzon Sanchez. Come on up. Go ahead. Well done. The Frederick Douglass and Susan B. Anthony Award in Humanities and Social Sciences is attained by a member of the junior class in recognition of outstanding academic achievement and superior intellectual promise in the humanities and social sciences. This year's Humanities and Social Sciences Award is presented to Gurpratap Singh. Want to take a picture? There you go, man. You're also different, okay? The Bausch and Lomb Award is given to that member of the junior class in recognition of outstanding academic achievement and superior intellectual promise in the field of science. This year's Bausch and Lomb Award is presented to Xavier Marceau. Congratulations, Xavier.
Thank you.
Well done.
Sorry for the plan.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand next to you.
Thank you.
All right, man. The George Eastman Young Leaders Award is presented to a member of the junior class who has shown outstanding school leadership as well as academic achievement. This year's George Eastman Young Leaders Award is presented to Ben Feinstein. Hey, Ben. How are you?
Thank you.
Congratulations. I'll turn it upside down. It's the other way. Oh. Oh, take that. On behalf of the Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute, we congratulate our next recipient on being awarded the Rensselaer Medal. Founded in 1824, Rensselaer is the oldest technological institution in North America and is located in the capital region of New York State. This prestigious award has been awarded since 1916 to one student in any given high school and is designed to recognize that student's strength and success in the fields of mathematics and science. Medalists who apply are admitted to and enroll at Rensselaer are awarded a scholarship worth $30,000 per year. This year's Rensselaer Medal recipient is Ian Bigler. How are you doing? Congratulations. Well done. Thank you. Well done. Let me see all that. Well, Ian, take a smile. Oh, just go ahead. Go ahead. You go ahead. Go ahead. Now, send it to mom and dad. For years at Kiskee, we have recognized seniors at the end of their Kiskee careers for their achievement in individual subject areas. These prizes are given in the Senior Awards Banquet the night before graduation. Since 1988, Kiskee has recognized underclassmen for outstanding achievement. Now, I and department chairs will present this year's Academic Achievement Awards. When your name is announced, please come to the stage, entering on my left again and departing on my right. Mr. Vince Kwiatek will do the English and History Awards. Hey, Vince. Just read it.
Gotcha. The English Department Achievement Awards go to freshman Sebastian Wagman, sophomore Robert Kane, And junior Joe Hess. The History Department Achievement Awards go to freshman Sebastian Wagaman. Sophomore Jolian Harris. And junior Lachlan Mclaven.
Guys, you want to take a picture?
Oh,
Get in there.
Requirements.
Oh, research. Gotcha. My fault. One of the requirements for graduation includes a research project, which is undertaken during their junior year. The process begins in September when the history classes begin choosing topics and thinking about outlines, bibliographies, note cards, and rough drafts. The final drafts are graded and stored in the school archives. The history department considers all the completed papers, and 2 were chosen to receive recognition at this evening's assembly. Our research paper awards this year go to Ben Feinstein for his paper entitled The Significance of the Morrill Act, American Education and Culture, and Ian Bigler for his paper entitled The Importance of the Klondike Gold Rush. Oh, pictures. Oh, yeah.
Get it with Mr. Yep. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Scott to the stage.
The Fine Art Department Achievement Award goes to freshman Carter Fretz. Sophomore Leul Esteu. And junior Paul Sy. Well done, yes. Yeah, I'll join.
Well done. Now I'd like to invite up Mr. Asadi of the World Languages Department.
The World Language Achievement Awards go to freshman Braden McNelly. Sophomore, Zachary Silnutzer. And junior, Benjamin Feinstein.
Now, on behalf of Mr. Muster, I'd like to present the Achievement Awards in Mathematics. The Mathematics Achievements Awards go to freshman Ryan Eckenrode, sophomore Zach Silnutzer, and junior Gurpratap Singh. Okay. Thank you, guys. Well done. And on behalf of Mr. Buren, I'd like to present the Science Department Achievement Awards. This year, the Science Department Achievement Awards go to freshman Ryan Eckenrode, sophomore Zach Silnutzer, and junior Ian Bigler. All right. Thank you. All stand in line. We all move over. We all move over. Mr. Brudingson.
The Blake Hamill Award is given in memory of Joseph Blake and John Hamill, members of Kiskee's class of 1971, who perished in an automobile accident on the eve of graduation, 1970. Following year, this award was established to recognize a junior of special promise who best exemplifies the spirit of Joseph Blake and John Hamill. This year's award is presented to Ben Feinstein. Ben, you have to give that big bowl back. The Board's Improvement Awards are given to a sophomore and a junior who've shown marked improvement throughout the year in academics, athletics, and extracurricular activities. I'm pleased to present the Board's Sophomore Improvement Award to Jadelle Charles. The winner of the board's Junior Improvement Award is Jude Gardner, who could not be here with us today. We'll give him a round of applause in absentia. The Matthias Award is given to a member of the junior class who at all times displays chivalrous conduct on the athletic field, as personified by Olympic gold medalist Robert Matthias, Kiski class of 1949. This year's award is presented to Suleiman Ba. The King Award is given in loving memory of Kotal King, class of 1970, to that member of the junior class who has earned the highest scholastic average. This year's award winner is Ben Feinstein.
Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Mr. Ryan John, Assistant Head of School and Director of the Kiski Leadership Institute for Boys.
The leadership program provides opportunities for students to practice the important life skills of problem solving, team building through activities that are planned throughout the year. And it encourages our students to display a strong sense of character in everything they do. It's my pleasure to recognize 6 students that have distinguished themselves in this capacity throughout the year. 9th grade, Yasabera Samson Ali and Justin Urban. 10th grade, Robert Kane and Zachary Solnitzer. 11th grade, Josue De Leon Sabala and Xavier Marceau.
I'd like to introduce Mrs. Ross, Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at Kiski.
I would like to recognize this year's leaders of the Culture Pot Club, Amani Clark Bay and Jordan Graham, who acted as co-presidents, Chris Moncrief and Alex Figueroa, who acted as co-vice presidents. Please stand. A Culture Pot Club leader, a leader's job is to help our community, peers, as well as faculty and staff have a greater understanding of the diverse world in which we live. These students have done an excellent job communicating this during our celebration of Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday and at our Culture Pot Club and morning meetings. They have also facilitated roundtable discussions and led student diversity leadership conference workshops. And this, I am sure they've made all of us very proud. Next year, the co-presidents will be Eli Fontanez and Gurpratap Singh. Our co-vice presidents will be Solomon Bai and Matthew Campbell. Please, boys, come up and get your certificates. Come up. Put your wet wipe. Get closer. Thank you.
Now I'd like to introduce Mrs. Buren, Associate Head of School for Enrollment Management.
Good evening. I'd like to ask our current K Club President, Bob Burr, and head tour guides to please stand. Thank you. Bob Burr stepped into the role of the K Club president and quickly demonstrated his ability to be a collaborative, flexible, and thoughtful leader. Having given tours since his freshman year, Bob's enthusiasm and appreciation for his Kiskee experience is evident in his interactions with prospective families. As a lack of study halls and COVID protocols this year continued to impact students' abilities to give campus tours on a more regular basis to future Kiskee students, Bob was always willing to participate in our virtual information sessions. Even during the summer months, Bob was willing to represent Kiskee and offer students perspective on living and learning at Kiskee. Thank you, Bob, so much for your time, your commitment, and dedication to the K Club this year. And thank you to the other head tour guides who served as Kiskee ambassadors throughout the school year in a variety of capacities. We're really excited to announce the K Club president for the 2022-23 school year, Lachlan Mclaven. Lachlan has been a dedicated tour guide since his freshman year, and this year, without student-led tours, he helped with big initiatives that included following up with students who had recently visited campus. He participated in open houses, in person, virtually, and helped with other admissions initiatives. We look forward to Lachlan's leadership in the upcoming year. It's now my pleasure to introduce the newly elected head tour guides. Matthew Campbell, Eli Fontanez, Paul Singh, Eric Zhang, and returning students Luke Lenz, Zachary Silnitzer will also return as head tour guides. Please approach the stage, gentlemen, and collect your pins. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Come over here.
Picture.
Now I'd like to introduce the Faculty Dining Hall Director, Dr. Williams.
The position of head waiter at Kiski is one with long tradition. Much the same way as the prefects assist in the dorms, classes and on the academic field, these boys assist both other boys and the faculty at the dining hall. They are the catalyst that makes the dining hall a smooth running operation. They carry out many small tasks and make the dining hall experience at Kiski unique and a very positive part of the overall Kiski experience. It is with great pride that I announce the following appointments to the position of a head waiter for the next school year. And you guys can come up as I call you here. So, Saul Chesters. I tried to get this one right. I asked him earlier, I'm going to butcher it, but Lazar Dresdick. Jude Gardner, who unfortunately cannot be here with us today. Lachlan Mclaven, I'm butchering your name. Lachlan, come on forward. Christian Mears. Will Mitchell. Charles Francisco Sanchez. And if you would all please join me in a congratulations to our new maitre d', Paul Seng. Oh, mother. Incredible.
We will now announce next year's Honor and Discipline Council appointments. I'd like to introduce Mr. Vince Kwiatek, Chair of the HDC.
The Honor and Discipline Council meets to review cases that have been referred by the Associate Head of School or the Director of Studies. Faculty and students are part of the council. I am pleased to announce that the following students have been appointed to Kiski's Honor and Discipline Council for next year. Suleiman Ba, Jack Boyle, Nick Kuda, Leo Ashutu, Ben Feinstein, Eli Fontanez, Triet Lee, Xavier Marceau, Sebastian Porcella, Zachary Tucker. Thanks, guys. Congratulations. We would also like to acknowledge Mr. Buren, who will be the co-chair of the HDC for the upcoming school year, and the faculty members who are members of the HDC. Ben Casella, Chantel Kapustik, Brendan Moriarty, Mike Solominski, TJ Stock, and John Williams.
We will now present prefect appointments. The role of prefect is one of the most coveted and respected leadership roles at Kiski. The skills and talents of the prefects go beyond being good students and good friends. These are the boys who help to keep the school running smoothly daily through their leadership. Without the prefects, Kiski would not be the great place to learn and live that it is today. In the past few years, the prefect system has evolved into a system that is very effective at what it does, but as with everything else in life, it needs to be constantly updated. It is my hope and belief that this new group of prefects will go above and beyond what is expected of them to bring this change to Kiski. It is now my honor to introduce to you next year's group of prefects. As I call your name, please come up to the stage, receive your pin, and then remain standing on stage. Please hold your applause until the last name is called. Senior prefects: Carter Akerzi, Suleiman Ba, Ian Bigler, Benjamin Feinstein, Jack Hart, Joseph Hess, Luke Lenz, Xavier Marceau, Lachlan Mclaven, Christian Mears, Roland Okugo, Galland Okugo, Richard Okugo, Josue Sabala de Leon, Gurpratap Singh, Zachary Taylor, Wyatt Wiggins. So our senior prefects for next year.
I'm feeling a little closed in. Very good.
Junior prefects. Yeah. Now I'd like to introduce the junior prefects for next year. Jack Boyle, Robert Kane, Gabriel Chalkmore, Antonio Correa, Nicholas Kuda, Dominic Kuda, Eli Fontanez, Matthew Hart, Cam Hernandez, Jackson Sandor, Zachary Silnutzer, Nathan Ward, and Jack Williams. Our junior prefects for next year.
Congratulations, guys. The Clifford Brett Award is given to the member of the junior class who has been elected the next head prefect of the Kiskee School. Please join me in congratulating next year's head prefect, Suleiman Bob. Pleased to introduce our faculty speaker for today. Mr. John came to Kiskee in 2016, and since then he's filled many roles, including Dean of Students, Assistant Head of School, Teacher, Coach, Advisor, Mentor, Van Driver. His contributions to our school have been lasting, will have a lasting impact, and we'll miss him greatly when he leaves Kiskee at the end of the school year. But I know he'll be a great asset to St. Francis Cabrini School in Michigan as their new head of school. For now, I'm very happy that Mr. John has agreed to share some remarks as part of our program today. I'm pleased to introduce this afternoon's speaker, talented educator, and someone I'm proud to call my friend, Mr. Ryan John.
Good evening, everyone. I was very pleased when Mr. Bruningsson asked me to speak at this year's honors convocation ceremony. It's been my pleasure to watch these young men grow up over the course of this year as scholars. I've been to many of these ceremonies over the course of my life. I've sat in the seats you all occupy right now. I've sat there wondering if I'm going to be receiving an award at one of these academic assemblies, and for my dedication and hard work. And it should come as a surprise to nobody that to date, this is pretty much the only time I've seen the stage at something like this. I've never won any academic awards. A relative few of you won an award for your studiousness, but most of you didn't receive anything tonight. However, please know this. That doesn't mean that your individual contributions to your classes, your unique projects, your perspectives, and your genuine hard work isn't appreciated. It's very much appreciated by the faculty, and I know your parents as well. The faculty lauds your hard work on a regular basis. And although this night is about formally recognizing academic success, it cannot fully celebrate all the academic greatness that happens in our classrooms day in and day out on this campus. So I'd like to ask each of you in the audience tonight to put your hands together and celebrate again the hard work of the entire student body as they have put in a lot of it this year. Again, to all of you boys, it has not gone unrecognized or unappreciated. Each one of you listening today knows your own personal story, your own personal struggles, and your own personal effort. One of the greatest things about a place like Kiskee is that the culture of the school challenges the boys to learn and grow in ways that you might not have had the chance at other schools. Today, We celebrated that as well. And each of you played an important part in Kiskee's culture. You boys juggle intense athletic schedules, intense driving and traveling demands for those sports. You're responsible for your own space. You're responsible for doing your own laundry, helping your brother when he struggles with homework, and digging into projects and opportunities with faculty members across campus and in the community at large. This personal responsibility and community engagement prepares you in ways that you'll be more and more thankful for the older that you get. Whether you're here at Kiskee next year, or if you're headed off to college, you will face new challenges, and you will be ready because of the hard work that you put in here competing with other bright and talented boys. You guys push each other to be great in ways that you may not even realize in real time. You will certainly recognize it as you engage in one of the most, if you engage in one of the most important practices somebody can employ in their life for their personal growth and development. And that practice is introspective reflection. I challenge each of you to reflect on this year. For some of you, it will be easy because you will be walking away with loads of bowls and certificates and all manner of things. And others of you will walk out wondering why you maybe didn't get something, and you can think on that. These are healthy questions to ask yourself. Reflective introspection is a great skill that helps each of us understand how we got where we are and how we can make sure we get where we want to be. In academics, but also in athletics, personal relationships, and one day your professional lives. We learn the most from ourselves when we reflect. I challenge you to make it a practice as you move forward in your own individual journeys. Many of us would not be sharing this space or this time here tonight without the practice of reflection. We should all lead lives of purpose, and purpose happens when we're honest and we reflect on our own journey. To you rising 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, take some time between now and the start of next year to reflect on what you've done here so far. Recognize the things you wish you would have done differently so that when you are presented with the same type of challenge, decision, or choice, you can do it differently. Learn from the example of your brothers around you and value the relationships that you all have with each other. There's nothing sweeter in your Kiskee experience than crossing the stage at graduation while looking out over your brothers to see their joy for you as you cross that stage and receive your diploma. Whether you have 1, 2, or 3 years left here, reflect on the time you've spent so that you can make the most of what you have left. To you seniors, you graduate in just 5 short days. Whether you've been here since freshman year or for only 1 year or any number in between, recognize the opportunities you took advantage of while you were here and learn from them. Then recognize also the opportunities you lost while you were here and learn from those too. It's with this kind of approach to living that you each will find success in life. Sincerely, I congratulate all of you who are taking home awards today. Equally so, I congratulate all of you who don't for being here to celebrate your brothers who did. Everyone in this community brings something to the table from which all of us can learn, grow, and become better. I now challenge you to do your best to reflect on what that might be for yourself and what it all means to you. Thank you for your time, and you boys continue to celebrate your academic achievements this year as we head into exam week and graduation week. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. John. I would first like to thank everyone for their continued support for the Kiskee's yearbook, and also a warm thank you to Mr. Novum, who can't be here today, for all his work on this year's edition. By giving your best performance on the athletic field, doing your best in classrooms, and creating wonderful memories in the dorms, you all have showcased the finest qualities of a Kiskee boy. We've recorded all these incredible moments that represent who we are as a community, and we will soon present it to you all. This year, we would like to thank one individual especially, Mr. TJ Stock. Please come to the stage. Hey, Mr. Stock. Mr. Stock graduated from Kiski in 2004 and then returned as a faculty member in 2008. Since he's been back at Kiski, he has worn many hats: teacher, dorm parent, basketball coach, soccer coach, cross-country coach, lacrosse coach, director of residential life, assistant dean of students, and director of student life. He organizes just about everything and anything that has to do with student life at Kiski. On behalf of the faculty and the entire student body, I would like to thank Mr. Stock, to whom we dedicate our upcoming yearbook. Now I'd like to invite our art department chair, Mr. Scott, who will acknowledge a special award.
Everybody, Will's Gift is an award created by Dave Conrad, class of 1985, and Chris Rockwell, class of 1990, in honor of William Turley, one of the most beloved and talented educators in the Kiskee's history. This year's recipient is Kiski alumnus Kevin Scanlan, class of 1992. Kevin Scanlan is an award-winning photographer. Since 2001, he has shot an impressive array of celebrities, artists, musicians, athletes, and everyday people in editorial, entertainment, and advertising clients. In 2021, images from his coronavirus mask portrait project were chosen for the American Photography Photo Annual, shortlisted for Communications Arts Photo Annual. He is also awarded a grant from the City of Los Angeles Department of Cultural Affairs. The project continues as he bookends each image with unmasked portraits of each subject a year later. He has lectured and taught workshops at high schools and colleges, including the Arts Center, College of Design, Los Angeles, Center for Photography, and organizations like the American Society for Media Photographers. Kevin is originally from Pittsburgh and is a diehard Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates fan. He can solve a Rubik's Cube in about 5 minutes. When he doesn't have a camera hanging from his shoulder, he has a 63 Fender Jazzmaster or a set of golf clubs to take its place. Kevin splits his time between Los Angeles, California, and Brooklyn, New York. He unfortunately wasn't able to be here tonight, but congratulations to him.
I'd like to offer my congratulations again to all the students who were honored here this afternoon for their hard work and outstanding accomplishments. A school is only as good as its students, and we're especially grateful to all of you for your dedication and everything you do to make Kiski a strong academic institution. This time of year is always bittersweet. This occasion marks the last time we'll formally gather as a school and the last assembly in which our underclassmen and seniors will participate together. We're very proud of the class of 2022. Collectively, we have a great deal of affection for this group of seniors. I'd like to ask you to please join me in thanking the class of 2022 for everything they've given to Kiski as we extend our very best wishes to them in their college careers. We're also saying goodbye to 5 of our Kiskee colleagues this year, Mr. Novum, Mr. John, Mrs. Spahn, and Mr. and Mrs. Muster. I'd like to ask Mr. John to join me on the stage. Mr. John will be stepping into a new leadership role, as I mentioned, next year as the head of St. Francis Cabrini School in Michigan. Brian, I'm very pleased to present you with the Kiskee Distinguished Service Award and to offer my sincere thanks for all of the great work you've done for our school. Mr. Novum will be leaving next month to become the new head of school at Abaquah Academy in Oregon. I've had the pleasure of working very closely with him for the past 8 years, and our time together has been a genuine pleasure. Although Mr. Novum couldn't be here today, I'm pleased to accept the Kiskee Distinguished Service Award on his behalf. Mrs. Spahn, come on down. During her time here, Mrs. Spahn has been a valued member of the faculty, and she's done outstanding work as our director of Kiskee's Learning Center. Kiskee graduates talk about Mrs. Spahn with great affection and remember with gratitude the kind advice and support she always supplied. We greatly appreciate all of her contributions over the years and wish her well. She assumes new responsibilities as a member of the learning support staff at Brewster Academy in New Hampshire. Darcy, I'm very pleased to present you with the Kiskee Faculty Appreciation Award. Last but not least, I'd like to ask Mr. and Mrs. Muster to come forward and join me on the stage. How do you say thank you to a couple who's devoted their lives to Kiskee? Certainly a tall order. Next week, we'll host a special dinner for colleagues and family and friends to honor Mr. and Mrs. Muster and celebrate their retirement. For now, let me simply say thank you to both of you for the profound influence your work here has had on so many generations of Kiskee boys. Mrs. Muster literally grew up on this campus in the house where I now live. Her parents, Zach and Mary Vallejos, had long and impressive careers at Kiskee, and now after 23 years of service, we can say the same about her. Mary Grace, I'm very pleased to present you with this Lifetime Achievement Award with my sincere thanks on behalf of a very grateful school. Mr. Muster started teaching at Kiski in 1987. And in the 35 years that followed, he's held many different roles, including head coach for football, wrestling, and baseball, chair of the math department, and director of technology. Throughout his tenure, he's been a role model and a hero to countless Kiski students and colleagues, including me. We have a very special award for Mr. Muster, which will be presented at graduation. In the meantime, please join me in congratulating Mr. Muster and thanking him sincerely for everything he's done for our school. And finally, I'm pleased to present the Clyde Sleece Teaching Prize, which has been given to a member of the faculty each year since 2007. This award was conceived by Clyde Sleece, a member of the class of 1964, in appreciation for the dedicated teachers who touched his life when he was a Kiski student. The award is given to a faculty member who, in the opinion of his colleagues, has made a significant impact on the boys he teaches through solid knowledge of subject matter and sincere interest in his students. The winner of this year's Clyde Sleece Teaching Prize, Marcus Muster. Somehow got a double award. Thank you. Thank you all for your kind attention this afternoon. A light reception will begin directly after this ceremony in the Student Center. I wish all of you good luck on your final exams and ask the audience to please remain seated until the faculty has recessed.